Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Voice podcast. I'm Vernon R.E. Jones, managing broker, owner of Jones Homes, and for over 30 years, we have serviced the 7-county Denver metro area. Weekly housing trends. The housing market's rapid growth in inventory from flat at the beginning of May to up 30% in late July has stalled in August as buyers and perhaps more importantly sellers adapted to shifting housing market conditions. But this week's data snapped a 4-week streak of slowing momentum, with active listings growth ticking back up to 27% compared to this time last year. This week's data may be due to variability around the Labor Day holiday or could signal a more renewed recognition of the relative advantages today's sellers have, such as record high home equity. Even if their market power is not quite as strong as it was over the last year, new listing trends will be a key indicator to watch. For today's home shoppers, there are more homes available for sale, and that may be more time to make an offer on one. But buying a home remains a pricey undertaking as mortgage rates continue to trend higher. More key findings. The median listing price, this is nationally, grew by 13.4% over last year. The typical asking price of for sale homes was up from last year by double digits for a 38th consecutive week. With the pace of growth slightly ahead of last week, home prices typically decline as we move into the second half of the year, a standard seasonal trend that was somewhat disrupted in the way overheated pandemic market. This year's data signals a more expected pattern. Our August monthly housing trends report found that the median home listing price was at $435,000, a decline from June's all-time high of $450,000. Again, actual statistical data showing decline in home prices. New listings, a measure of sellers putting their homes up for sale, were again down, but just 6% over a year ago. This week marks the 9th straight week of year-over-year declines in the number of new listings coming up for sale, but by a smaller margin after 3 consecutive weeks of double-digit declines. Homeowners continue to be in a good position, but will need to pay attention to local market trends. As buyers navigate higher purchasing costs, sellers will find that they are more price sensitive and more willing to ask for contract concessions than last year's shoppers. Active inventory, again, continued to grow and improved 27% above 1 year ago. The rate of improvement picked back up as the dip in homeowners deciding to sell shrank, snapping a 4-week streak of slower momentum. Again, today's buyers have more homes to shop for. Inflationary pressures, I believe, was at 8.5% last month. Now they're retreating to 8.3%. That's good for the overall inflation numbers. Obviously, grocery prices are probably, 20% higher plus. Is my guess. You're talking about gas prices are still higher than they were last year, but it looks like there's some slight, albeit very slight, some slight decreasing in home prices and interest rates and inflationary pressures. Homes basically spent an extra 5 days on the market compared to this time last year. For the 6th straight week, homes are sitting on the market for a longer time than last year. But relative to pre-pandemic, shoppers need to make faster decisions. The August monthly housing trends, and this is from Realtor.com, report that they found homes still spent 22 days fewer on the market compared to August 2017-2019. Overall takings from this, with inflationary pressures not retreating as fast as the Federal Reserve Board would probably want, we will probably see an interest rate increase again this year. How much that will be, we'll see. And some anticipating half a percentage point, some anticipating 3/4 of a percentage point. That is up for debate, and we'll find out soon enough. Again, if you're a buyer, more inventory out there, home prices retreating. If you can afford to buy, it's a smart time to buy. Sellers, you're still getting a high value with the equity you have in your home, but you are going to see home prices retreating if these interest rates continue to go up and shrink the buyer pool more than it already is. Any questions? Feel free to give us a call at 303-359-8218. This is Vernon with the Real Estate Voice. Thank you for listening, and as always, please be safe.